Hey guys, it's Cyrus of Chaos. I'm here with Justin Yoo, Stephen Ewart, and Sameul Imrek. And today we're going to do a crossover between the Cyrus of Chaos and Stephen and Justin's Morning Musings. And we're going to watch this bout between Sam and Perchuk in the semifinals of Cadet World Championships in Dubai this year. So Sam became world champion at this. Congratulations, Sam. So we're going to let Justin and Stephen talk about why they wanted to watch this bout, and then we're going to hand it over to Sam to do a little introduction. So Stephen and Justin, take it away.
Thank you, Cyrus of Chaos, Andrew Fishel.
Oh, you're welcome.
So when I saw this bout first, it was like in the morning, like early in the morning, and like my day was just going like kind of terrible. Like I knew it was going to just be a long day. But then I watched this bout of Sameul Imrek just digging deep, turning up the jets, and I knew I had to make all of this happen. So that's why I want to be here and talking about this right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Justin was up earlier than me, and he sent me the bout, and I watched it. I was like, that was a good bout, man. And obviously, like, I had a lot of questions, and I I wanted to know like what like the plan was and stuff like that, you know. And so I was really excited when we had this opportunity to like, kind of like get firsthand, you know, before everyone else watches it on YouTube, what Sam
Behind the scenes,
was
if you will.
thinking exactly. And you know, obviously we're happy that you agreed to let us be here, and yeah, we're just excited to get into this bout.
My whole thing was like, it was like, you know, Kobe's like Oscar nomination film about like Goodbye Basketball, the animated thing, like that. It's like Kobe's thing, and then this bout. So that's where I'm at.
So first of all, Sam, congratulations again on winning Cadet World Championships. That's pretty fucking cool. So why don't you give us a little intro to yourself? Tell us about how the day was going, how you're feeling going into this bout on the big stage here.
Okay, thank you, Cyrus of Chaos, for having me on. That's really awesome. Also, it's a pleasure to be with Justin and Stephen here. They're both crazy fencers, so you know
they're both crazy people.
Obviously, good to be here. Yeah, that too. So yeah, it's great to be here. It looks like exactly a month ago. So yeah, I got a feel of like what was going on, how the strips were. I was surprised at how like official it looked. You know, like it was just
the venue looked amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was better than like it infinitely surpassed like the NACs, and especially like the European events I went to previously. And yeah, you know. Anyways, though, like when it comes to this day, just leading up to this bout, I had pools. Of course, I had a pool of 6. I went 4-1. So you know, I was feeling pretty good. And I got to like 32s. Like when it came into 32s, they had us come over to the second half of the venue, right? Because like first we were we were the first half. There was no recordings or anything. It wasn't live, you know. Then we moved over here. We moved to this half of the place. They started getting recordings on, like we would have to, you know, introduce to the salutes and everything before the bout. And I did my 32 bout, did my 16 bouts, and then in my top 8 bout, the round right before the one we're gonna watch here, it was 15-14. It was very, very close. You know, it was 14-14. I just barely got a touch, so I was already just, you know, like, whew. But they gave me like an hour break, you know, like I just keep in mind, you know, I'm sure if like a lot of people watching this, you know, are fencers too, they fence at NACs. Like there's never more than like a 15-minute break in between your bouts, right? But like here, I wasn't used to it. Like I was after fencing my 8th bout, after my top 8, it was almost an hour before I fenced this one. So, you know, I didn't know. And the only other thing, one more thing I want to say is about my opponent here, Perchuk. He took out both of the other American fencers. He took out Kent in 128. He took out Alex in the round right before this one. So I was like, you know, he can't kill all of us off. Not gonna let him do that. But yeah. So I guess that's all I have to say.
A little bit of revenge as well.
I just had 2 quick like kind of intro-ish questions, right? Can you talk about maybe like your kind of journey to making team? Was it like a season where, you know, you started out kind of expecting to make it and then you just stayed on top the whole time, fought for it? Or like, was it sort of a dream and then you had to come back and like pull all these results? Or just what was your journey like for making the team to begin with?
That's a really good question. So my at the start of the year, the very start, like in cadet, I was third on the points list because I hadn't had any like I hadn't had like any NAC medals ever since like Y12 before then though. Like, so I just got a couple top. Yeah. I hadn't had like, I wasn't like, yeah, I got a NAC medal like one time in like Y12 and I got second in Y10 one time, but like in Y14, I didn't do anything. First year cadet, I didn't do much, but I got a couple top 16s in juniors. So I was able to be like third at the start of the year, but then I didn't do very good. I mean, I didn't do bad. I don't want to say bad because like, you know, it wasn't too bad. Like I would get top 16s at NACs, you know, most of the cadet NACs I went to, but so yeah, it wasn't good enough to make world team. So I dropped at one point. I was like, it was in January. I was 10th. I dropped to 10th on the point list because I was getting like, you know, I wasn't doing any better than 16s. So it's just like, you know, I didn't know. I was like, man, you know, I really wanted to make the team. But then I went to Slovakia, my first World Cup, so to speak, in January. And there I just was like, hey, you know, I'm just going to show up here. I'm going to fence, see how it is, you know, and I got third place there. So it gave me a lot of points.
That's awesome.
A lot of points. Yeah, dude, a lot. I jumped up to second and then all the way from, I jumped up to, no, that's not true. Right before that, I had January NAC, which was juniors, and I got top 8 there. So I went up to like 6th, and then I went to Slovakia, and then I was up to like 2nd. So I went from like 10 to 6, 6 to 2nd. So then I was like, okay. And then, you know, I just stayed that way for the next few tournaments when I got here. So I was like, yeah, at the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, I'm going to make it, you know. Towards the middle, I was like, I'm not so sure. I'm just going to see. And then it happened. So
that's cool. And then my second question, and this is something I always like think about whenever like the Olympics are on, you know, and they're interviewing the athletes, and there's sort of a dichotomy when they ask the athletes like, what's your like mental game going into this? And some of them are like, today is the day, it's the ultimate day, I'm going to win, right? This is like, I'm giving it my all and everything. And then the other half is like, you know, this is my, like, it's any other day, I'm just here to compete, you know, and like what happens, right? I'm going to give it my all just like I always do. But like the moment you start like putting those expectations and like adding pressure, you kind of crumble, right? And I've seen like both be successful in fencing and in other sports, but like I'm kind of curious, going into this, were you like that sort of like, I'm coming in, I'm winning today? Or was it kind of like, I'm just competing and I'm going for it?
yeah. So all right. When I came here, I didn't know, like, I was obviously like, okay, you know, these people are like, these are the top 3 from every country. There's not going to be like bad people here. And I was like, whew, you know, I made it, you know, I was really happy, but I was like, yeah, I don't think I had it coming in like, you know, I'm going to win this. I'm going to, you know, take this dub. But I was just like, you know, whew, you know, it's crazy. Like it was a lot of things. I'm like, yeah, obviously everyone here is going to be, you know, really good and stuff. But, you know, I talked to Skylar Liver, and I'm going to have to give him credit here because it really helped. He's like, you know, the people you face in your pools, like a lot of people are not as good as you think you're going to be. Okay. You're going to shit on them. And I was like, all right. You know, like I was like, he's like, you know, obviously don't underestimate people, but like, don't overestimate people too. You know, like don't overestimate people because there's, you know, just fence your best and, you know, fence how you are. And I was like, you know, that was a good piece of advice because there were a lot of people like, you know, some people like I fenced that I was like, you know, if I fence like if I really fence like, and I was acting like too scared, you know, like they were some of the best fencers, then I wouldn't have fenced as well. But like, you know, yeah, I was like, you know, I'm not going to underestimate people. I'm not going to overestimate them either though. So that was like my kind of plan coming in, you know, I wouldn't say I had like some thing. I was like, yeah, I'm going to win, but I was just like, you know.
All right, cool. So we're going to get into the bout, and we're starting at 117. Are you guys both French grip? I can't see his.
Yeah, all 4 people in the semis were French grip.
Seriously?
Remain known effect.
Yeah, all
That
4
is
of us.
wacky. Oh,
It is, dude. Never would have guessed.
When Remain won, it was +2 to every French grip.
That happens in Melee too. Whenever somebody like a new character does well at a tournament, everyone's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna play this character now." Right off the bat, you can kind of see that Sam has a unique kind of way of moving and just a different on guard position than a lot of other people do.
Yeah, that's right.
How did that develop in your career?
Dude, like I don't know.
Did Andre tell you to do that like right from the get-go?
No, I just did it by myself. I know it sounds kind of weird to say that, but like I was just experimenting with different things. I was just like, you know what, it started working well for me, so I just stuck with it.
I honestly wish more people would do stuff like that because I really don't like it when a coach just has what I call the cookie cutter approach, where they just create like carbon copies of a bunch of fencers that look like they were stamped out of a machine. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, and I mean, it's very clear that you're using your strengths very well. So,
I like the even though you got hit on this, I like the little steps you make. Like either like if they prep, you flash. If they come out, you counterattack. You force them to make a decision. So even though you get hit, was that your thought process on this touch when you were?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess in these first few touches right here, I kind of like pushed him too much. I kind of fleshed at a distance. I don't know if you saw the first touch there, and like others, like
all
I
the touches
having
been
good
flashed so
prep
far,
work.
right?
Yeah, I was having good prep work, but then like I would go back, and then you see like right there, like his flushes were really like lethal. It was really strange because he would like, I don't know, he would flush from afar, like a place I think I would get a double, but like I would just hit his bell guard and he would just hit me. So I was like,
Well, going to this bout, did you have
there I got hit in the
There's
wrong
the money
spot.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun. I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah. It's
going
never
into this
fun.
bout, did you have like a plan for this? Like, did you see him fence at all?
I saw him fence Alex the round before this. I saw him fence him. I saw he went like, I only saw the last few touches, but I was like, okay, he's good at foot touches. He's good at flashes. That's what I took out of it. So I was like, I'm just going to try to
prepare for those two things.
Yeah. But, I wasn't prepared. He still got several single touch flushes in the beginning.
Well, this is
that was an interesting touch.
Yeah. There, I
figured
I would try and go down, try to go down and like get closer to him, make him think like I'm further than I really am and try to get a flush there.
Interesting. A lot of doubles so far.
Right here, it's 9-5, right? So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it was basically just him just having really good spacing, really getting a parry riposte every time I would flush and he would get a single, almost basically every time besides that one where I went low. And then either that or he would just flush and it would be a double most of the time or he'd get a single because his bell guard position on his flush, his arm, I don't know how to explain it, but like it was to the point where like if I would do a counterattack I normally would, it would just hit his bell guard and bounce right off.
Wait, I want to talk about your fourth touch where you went triple squatting, jumping forwards to fake to the foot to a flush to her knees.
Oh, which touch was that? Go back.
Yeah, we can go back.
423.
423.
That's what I want to talk about.
All right, I'm right there. Okay. We just play it now?
Yeah.
3,
I guess like okay.
2, 1, go.
Okay, so I just paused it there. I mean, I don't know if we'll keep it going, but like
so I guess like okay, like
yeah,
the last action, like fine, like the flash, and I like the when you remise from really far out when you're really close. That's actually like I think it's a good thing when you like try to spread yourself out as much as you can when you're really close with someone. And it also gets your tip in. It's harder to parry from like a crazy angle like that. But like I'm just curious about like the whole preparation part of it. Like what was like the I guess the goal
process,
the thought process when you were like, okay, I'm gonna get down right here and jump 3 times forward fake to his foot, and then now I think I have a time to flesh? Or is it just like I'm feeling this out, I'm freestyling, fuck it?
Okay, so yeah, the foot touch there when I went to the foot, I don't know if you want to like look at it, but that wasn't a fake. I actually like try to hit him there, so that's
okay.
like why I went
Okay,
low.
fair enough.
Yeah. So like I knew he wouldn't like expect something like that, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna like go low here, and just try and hit his foot. That was basically just the plan, and it's just kind of an instinct. It misses, and I go right up and flush. There,
It only missed by like 3 inches or something.
yeah, it was very, very close. I expected to hit it, but it didn't. I just continued, and then once he took that 6, I kind of knew I was getting that point there because, like his blade was already, I was already in front of his blade. His blade was behind me there, so like right when I flushed, so I was like, the only way he could have hit me is if he would have like done some wraparound thing. So like, I think like even though the whole like flesh wasn't panned out, like that was definitely like an interesting touch for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Although I like the foot attempt because it looks like a feint because you go shorter, right, than like your full like lunge, which is good because like maybe you made it shorter on purpose, right? Or maybe you're just kind of worried about getting hit here, but it's good because it's less risk for you like committing, and then you get to see a reaction or you get the touch, which worked out here. So I kind of like that. I don't know if maybe it was just like a subconscious go a little shorter, like you're hesitating, or maybe like you plan that out. But I like the change in distance.
Yeah, as I
Change in
said,
size.
yeah, as I said, like the flesh wasn't like totally panned out. That was more of like an instinct, but like I was trying to go for like not a full attack on the foot, just like try to hit the edge of the toe there, like because once I've been going in, as we see these past few touches, I was going in, he was just wham wham bam bam every time, so I was like just gonna go for first targets here.
But we'll point out also that even though you did get the touch, he did parry it again, so the flesh is still having a hard time figuring out the distance for the flesh.
That's right. He did parry that. Like I didn't I don't know. I'm trying to look at this again, like see if he could have like gotten a touch there from a 6. Like
He went straight to cream, right?
Yeah, he went he went hold on, let me look at this one more time.
He went to 6, he went to cream. And kind of deflected into his bib or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like when he took the 6 there, like he did pick up my blade, but like as I said, a couple minutes back, like when he took the 6, I was in front of him, like so. Yeah, but he still picked up the blade, which I found kind of surprising because I was pretty close to him. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like angle to hit. Yeah, that like angle for the remise too is crazy. Like that'd be really like tough to like change the grip a little bit and then hit like that. That's incredible.
Is your thumb like still on the French grip, or do you just like hold it like a lightsaber?
Oh no. Most of the I can't think of too many scenarios where I'd be, doing it lightsaber style like this. Basically I'm always right here. My thumb. Yeah.
Okay.
On top. I know a lot of other French grips like to put their finger right here. I don't do that. I just like the extra strength with all the fingers, but it doesn't matter too much as long as you do whatever works for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait. Can we pause there for a sec? Yeah. Right back at 5. Hey, hold on. Just give me a second. It was a little bit past 5:17. Yeah. It was at like 5:18. I try to go 5:18 to like 5:21. I don't know if you see that, but I try to do like sort of like I don't know how to explain. I don't know if it has a term to it, but like I was trying to like go short, like with my legs and my arm like fully back, so he would do what he did, like do a 6. So then like I could just like hit him in the chest without like fully committing all the way.
It was a
but
setup.
like a body, like a kind of like a body feint, just like
exactly.
Okay.
That's how you put it. But he just went a little too far back.
Yeah, he broke distance there.
Uh-huh.
But now, see, it's interesting, like the change up, right? Because before you're pretty much pushing. I think there was one or two other touches where you come back, but now you're like actively pulling him in, and it definitely changes like the outcome of the flesh, right? It changes his reaction because now the distance, like you pulled him in closer, so he doesn't have time to parry, and
Yes.
like you get to feel the pain of like everybody else fencing a French grip, just like they'll counterattack and it's double no matter like how hard you set it up. Um, but I think this is like a much better like setup for the touch, at least like in my opinion. Because like you were definitely the one controlling distance here. And then you're the one executing, right? And so he's got to react off of that. And I think that puts you in like a much better position.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll see that like later on in one of the touches where he tries to go for attack. I go to attack on prep and like it works well. But yeah, definitely.
Do you feel like you're stronger, like in your opinion, do you feel stronger on your side of the strip or like their side of the strip? Or are you one of those people where it doesn't really matter?
I guess like it just kind of depends on the scenario, right? Like I feel like if I'm down by like a lot and I'm gonna have to like the guy's not giving me anything, he's just like you're not giving me first targets or anything, and I have to push him down. Like obviously, I don't know if that's not too comfortable, especially if it's the person's like really like parry heavy and stuff like that. That's not a good case if I'm pushing him on his side and I have to get something going. But on the other hand, if it's like if it's like someone who's really tall and really fast, for example, trying to shove me to the end of the strip, that can't be good either. But honestly, yeah, it just depends on the scenario. In this specific match, though, I would say like him coming to me and me controlling the distance on my side of the strip definitely felt more comfortable for me because I could, get I could like, try to draw him to like attack me because he wasn't being too patient, and that's how I got like later on, like you'll see, I was able to draw him out for some parry riposts. So like, yeah, I guess in this specific scenario, yeah, I'm more comfortable on my side of the aisle.
I like the half step preparation you do before you go backwards. Keep the distance a little further so you don't get hit with that flush that he's coming forwards with.
Oh, the like with my front foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Something. Yeah, that can always act as like if he stands like if the person stands still when I half step forward, then I basically get the point. Yeah. But if he moves back, nothing happens. I think it's low risk, high reward type of move.
Yeah, I like that mentality. It's the mentality of someone who's trying to make something happen instead of someone who's just waiting for something to happen.
You mean like 70% of FA fencers?
You said it, not me.
It's true.
I feel like a lot of, especially FA fencers in our, I hate saying that, in the US, but like it's kind of true. Like
no, it is.
They're trying not. I think there's a huge difference between trying to win and trying not to lose. And a lot of
absolutely.
A lot of fencers in our country try not to lose, and it makes me really upset. But sorry guys. But it's true. Like,
you're just waiting for the opponent to do something so you can react because you're just so scared to like, set something up.
Create.
Yeah, absolutely. Those can be some of the most annoying people to fence, but also like, I don't know.
You know who you are.
Yeah. You know who you are.
Yeah, if you're watching, you're being called out right now.
I'm being called out right now, and I don't like it.
What kind of stuff is the Ukrainian fencer using?
Like equipment?
Yeah, equipment. I'm just curious.
His mask is all-star. I can't tell the rest of it.
Oh wait, is this the touch? Oh no! No! Oh, that's the touch.
Oh.
There's one every year,
What do I say about that? Like,
the last person to get hit with that is Di Veroli, so you're on a good path.
It's true. That's a very, very good point.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that was just crazy. Like
something to say about that.
Yeah, not much to say except I was going forward with my arm here instead of like doing more body preparations, and I just got slapped right in the face for it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
the
this-
timing's also like the timing on this one isn't great just because like he's standing pretty much still, but he still has a little room to move back, you know? So
Yeah.
that gives him like the opportunity to like react better. You know what I mean? Like choose the reaction better. But yeah, I mean, nice touch. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
that was awesome.
So I think
Yeah.
this touch is
that
interesting
was-
because, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the first time he's taken 4 on one of your flushes? Every other time has been an attempt at 6, right?
I think the first touch was a 4, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. But yeah, he's usually
Certainly
usually
more
known for
6s than 4s in this bout. And then
Yes, right.
sometimes I notice this when it happens a lot in Saber after the 8 touch break, when someone is winning quite easily and they get a touch like this, like they'll try to style on the person by getting a sky hook or like a duck 5 or something, and they get it, and then the bout just kind of completely falls out of their control. And it's almost like they're scoring touches too easily, which kind of puts them into a weird mindset of not feeling like they need to give it their all anymore or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah. I could like.
It's almost like a sign of overconfidence, like hitting something like this. And then, I mean, spoiler alert, but this is the total turning point of the bout. So
Yeah.
What, did you plan to
Well,
get
actually,
hit by
no.
this? So-
There's one more touch that's that
There's one more
right
style
before
point.
the turn. There's another one. Okay, where we're zooming at?
I also like how your head like goes down because like when you get con 4, if someone like puts their head like right in the target way, especially with like a Leon Paul mask, like it's like impossible to hit them. Like,
you have to
Leon
go
Paul
all the way
masks.
around your own body.
yeah,
Leon
so,
Paul
like,
masks
are a cheat code.
like,
are they more slippery or something?
yeah,
That's
like
interesting.
Yeah.
if you're trying to hit with like a point that's like also metal, and it's really easy to like have it like
Just glance
glance
off.
Yeah,
off.
exactly. It's different.
That's interesting.
It's fencing's pay to win. What can I say?
All right, so we can start again at 5:56.
While we're getting there, you know how we were talking like the very last touch about how the pulling was working really well? Do you like did you consciously like, okay, I'm gonna try attacking on his side of the strip again, or do you feel like you got pulled there?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to look back at that touch. That's an interesting question for sure. Yeah.
Sorry, we're making you watch this touch like over and over.
He won the bout. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, just looking at it, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to push him over here because I'm like, I mean, so far up to this point, me going up to him coming to me, it's not making too much of a difference. So I'm just gonna like, again here, like I went with the arm first, and that's just not something I should have done. But yeah, like I don't feel like, I feel like I just pushed him over, and he just reacted.
But I don't know if it's even just like going with your arm first. Like, I think generally that's what you want to do.
I mean, with
But,
like
like-
the arm extended first, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, all I'm saying is that it's like kind of obvious, like if you're
Yeah.
like kind of stepping forwards like that with your arm out, like maybe, and like you still can go with your arm out, but either you throw in like a fade to like a lower line and have him draw his defense down there, or you just like step backwards and have him come a little closer to you, and then you go. Like, I don't think it's about like pulling your arm back and hitting, which by the way is like a thing a lot of people do nowadays. But like,
The broken time-ish thing.
yeah, I think there's a lot of options instead of just like flushing like that. But hey, man, you won the bout, so
Yeah, right.
Justin's
No,
just
this touch,
saying that.
yeah, no, that's
Right.
right. Like this, yeah, it could have been like a better setup for sure on my part. But I guess like the only thing I was thinking, again, I can't remember exactly what I was thinking, but maybe I was just like, I'm gonna try to go around his blade, try to disengage him out. But yeah.
And like, yeah, I get that too. And like the score differential obviously at this point is like kind of tough to come back from, right? So
sure.
you're, at least when I'm in that situation, you're almost like grasping for like, I just need like a foothold. You know what I mean? Like if I have an action that I score and that gives me like something to work off of, right? But the way I get to that foothold is sometimes like panicked, right? So you could definitely see that like you kind of just wanted it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I mean, eventually you get it. So like, nice. But yeah, that's my explanation for if I was in that situation. Like, I probably would have pushed there too. I wouldn't have been thinking about like, oh, my side of the strip's much better right now, you know, like, so yeah, that's good adjustments.
Problem with that also is when you're down by this much, even if you want to pull the person, they don't need to follow you if they don't want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
that's the big problem with the lead.
And like, especially like if you're doing something like that and you're just waiting for them to like do something, you're trying to set it up, but they're just not giving you anything. And like that, they're gonna be like, okay, this is working. They're gonna keep doing that. And like if you lose a couple touches like that, it can be like really demoralizing.
Yeah.
So
I
here's
like
the
that.
pulling again.
And I like that like foot attempt.
Same.
Ooh.
Yeah, same mistake. Same mistake. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, like it's basically the same thing. Like I just had my, I don't know why I did that a second time, but I had my, I just had like my arm out here and, you know, try to do the same thing. Except here, if you, in case you notice, I'm holding it a little bit further back than I usually do, the grip.
Mm.
So like, you know, I was
Wait.
hoping.
Like how far? Like I'm just curious. Like I've always wondered this. Like how French grip. I didn't realize. Like I know like choking up is a thing, because like you want to get the parries or whatever. But I didn't realize you could like hold it even more further back. Like is part of your hand just like not on like the French grip?
What do you mean? Like,
So like
Saying how
I'm
far
trying to
back are you
find, like,
holding
I'm trying
it?
to, okay.
oh,
like,
back here. Yeah,
let's say
I'm
like
almost.
like okay, so
Using a
let's
stapler.
say this is you choking up.
Using a stapler.
This is you like this is you like normally, or like some like your entire hand is on it, right?
Yeah.
So like, is there a point where you like just don't have like part of your hand on it?
Very, very rarely, but yeah,
Wow,
occasionally, yeah, I do that.
I did not know
You'll
you
catch
would do
me
that.
doing that. Yeah, you'll catch me doing that sometimes. Like I'll never. That's a situation where it's going to be a straight flush. Like it's not gonna. You can't do anything with the blade. Like that's, you know, that again, as I said, it's very rare. I have done that before. You know, sometimes it works out well. In this case, not so much.
You're just
But,
selling your soul for a
yeah.
couple extra centimeters.
Yeah. Right.
So you're saying if we fence, I need to get my protractor out and like see it what the
Yeah.
angle is, see how far you're holding it to decide.
I need to
whether-
look at the sun and look at the shadow, so I get my like right triangle to get the Sokotoa. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to know, I guess. Like,
No, that's
I
cool.
didn't know
Like,
that was a thing.
I like the adjustment. Like it's interesting to hear, you know, like I don't know. I haven't heard, like people haven't told me they do that. Maybe they do, but like that's cool that you like actively adjust like that. Like I really like fencers who do that. There was a guy back when I was like 14 or something. There was a Spanish guy who used to like mid touch, like choke up, pull back, choke, and he was really smooth with it, like throwing it back and forth, you know. And that was always cool to watch. Like, all right, how's he adjusting? Like, so yeah, it's interesting.
I think
You guys remember
the,
Luigi Mazzone, the Italian fencer? Yeah, he did that as well. He'd kind of like he'd be holding it like really close, and he'd just kind of like throw the blade forward a little bit, so he was pommeling instead, and he'd kind of go back and forth between those two things like during a touch. It was kind of wacky.
if you actually like throw it and catch it though, like you're gonna get a yellow card. But like if you kind of like if your
Slide
fingers
it.
are on it though, like then it works. Like, and yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, other fencers do that. I do it sometimes. I saw at this tournament specifically the from Egypt, El Sayed. Sure, you know, everyone knows who they are. Like I saw that a lot. Like I saw that, you know, holding it at the front, you know, then trying to get some distance at the back, and sometimes like going back again. You know?
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Okay, cool.
All right, here's the anime comeback.
They
Come back. That was a good. That was a good.
that was really
Yeah,
nice.
that was
Yeah.
really,
That was really cool.
sick.
I like,
But
oh,
it's
yeah, I like
really
that
good.
touch.
Good timing.
you finally get that reaction out of him, you know, because he starts upping the pace and like pushing harder, right? He closes the distance on you, and then that like feint in with the arm out, you finally get that reaction out of him because it's closer, right? And then you can get that like nice disengage and nail him. But
Yep.
so, you know, people will watch this and like think about like, oh, he's like rushing, or, you know, maybe Sam like did some stuff different, but it's interesting that it's like the same kind of plans, but the way everything comes together, it changes the outcome so much, you know?
Yeah. As you said, that's true. He just gave me what I wanted, you know, give me something, and just pull right
And you're
back
gonna
in.
climb out of the hole, you know?
Right.
What I really liked about this was when you did the feint with the arm pretty far out, you pulled your arm all the way back and kind of relaxed your body a little bit, which I think made him think you were about to go backwards. So he kind of steps in to the
Yeah.
real
Yep.
action.
And then he gets it.
The timing of it's really cool.
And I really like that, like the preparation with the arm fully out. Like it's something I've been working on, funnily enough, like lately. And it's, man, I'm not good at that.
Yeah,
Eh. Well, here we go.
Ooh.
Yep.
I like
Nice.
that when you repost, it's like you're not like shoving your entire body into it. You're just using your tip. So kudos on that.
I mean,
and he's still trying to get cute with this. Like after he goes around his head, he tries to swing like around under his body.
Yeah.
that's right. I mean, yeah, there is just, you know, he just started to rush me. He rushed a bit too much and didn't set it up and just made an error.
Yeah. But I mean, so the sort of intangibles, right? We can say like, you know, this is an advanced retreat, but you could see he's got that confidence up because of those 2 touches, right?
Yes.
And from here, people call it like cocky, but he's got all that confidence and he wants to get like flashy, you know, play the game a little bit, right? Have a little like swagger with it. But in the preparation for this touch, what I like is that you play the game back, right? Like
Yes.
you're down and he's trying to do all this fancy stuff, and you're like, all right, I can too. I'm gonna hold my arm straight out, which like as an FA fencer, you know, is kind of like taunting, like come get it, right? And then so I think it's interesting how you can play that, like even if you're down and someone's trying to do this to you, like you can do it back, right? And because they're in this like heightened emotional state, like they're gonna collapse first, right? So I think that's something like, I don't know if it was intentional, maybe that's just like how your personality is, like you mess with me, like I'm gonna mess with you back, right? But I think it's really cool to see like how you use like those intangibles of the bout, like to kind of crack him and then take over from there.
I think
Yeah.
also the arm out thing. I don't know if it's like a taunting thing though. Like I think it's like one way to keep your opponent back. That's what Boschko did.
Yes, Boschko's all arm out.
Yeah, and like you couldn't hit his hand because the moment you tried, he just hit yours.
I don't know. The
And,
body
like,
language to me says like, come get it, you know?
All
Yeah,
right,
it's
fair
like
enough.
it's a little bit of both. Like it's a little bit of both, I'd say. You know, I'm like, you know, I am trying to say, you know, come over here. I'm daring him, but at the same time, you know,
I dare you.
I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
All right, let's start again at 6:55.
But like this isn't even like, this is not we haven't reached like the pinnacle of the cockiness yet. So
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's this touch coming up.
I think so.
All right, 6:55.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Ready?
Well, I love
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. I remember watching this live and this was kind of annoying me.
I like that.
I did too.
Break the distance.
Yeah, it was like looking around. It's like
The whole downward thing.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know if the angle like makes it a little bit, but like, you know, like from my perspective, he was like, you know, like look at it, like, you know, that's what he was doing. And no, yeah.
Oh, it's the next
That's,
touch is the pinnacle, isn't it?
The one we just saw. Yeah, that's about as much as it gets.
Wait, at 13-9?
That's
Yeah.
seven,
The third-
732 times.
yeah. I forgot about the 13-9, but like that in terms of like taunting, that's
Oh, sorry, my
that's
bad.
it.
Yeah.
But like also that 13-9 touch coming up. All right.
This one. I love this. This is a nice like reaction on your part, right?
And you choked up like immediately. I don't know if you like predicted this like so far in advance, but
Oh yeah. No, okay, watch this. Hold on. So go back a little bit.
you were choked up before the bout, like before the ref said.
The
Yeah,
touch
go
rate.
back. Okay. Yeah, look at the way, like, okay, just play a little bit. Look at the way his foot is. Like
Yeah.
it's four. I was
The
like, dude,
turn.
I know he's gonna come. Look at the way his body is. He's leaned forward like this.
Yep.
The ref
Well,
hasn't said
even-
that. Yeah. I'm like, I know you're coming. I know you're charging up your flesh. Like, I know.
Charging up your flesh.
Yeah,
He's got full meter. He's coming.
Yeah, like I was like, I know what's gonna happen here. I
How
know
long
what's
is the
gonna
cooldown on the flesh?
It's at least 6 touches.
happen. Yeah, this is as simple as it gets. 8 riposte.
No, I love it. But like, you know, people do that and try and surprise you. Obviously, you like felt it and saw it coming. But
You
at
hit him
the
on
end
the
of the
leg?
day, like,
Yeah, that was like behind a hamstring
nice,
type touch.
nice. Yeah, you still had to like be ready and like execute. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And like,
Yeah.
if he's coming for full speed, like that's easy to screw up. You know what I mean? And so it's awesome that you're able to like stay focused, stay in the moment, and then like execute that well.
Yeah, you see, I was holding at the front, you know, like I knew
Yeah.
it was like I knew.
I like that adjustment. That's
Have
cool.
you ever tried to reverse and hold it like a medieval
A dagger?
dagger?
I got this style like.
I've seen
Go
Peregrine
over.
Badger do that. Do you guys remember him?
Yeah.
From where?
At my
From Ryfak.
sorry.
Is that
He
like
was from
before my
Boston.
time?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
He was like the
Okay.
original French grip lunatic.
I see. I took his place.
All right, 751.
Well,
Not quite.
see.
Not quite.
Yeah, exactly. You still have time. 751.
Yes. 751.
Going into the break.
3.
My
Oh, it's never mind. Sorry, I didn't realize it was the break.
yeah, I mean if you want to watch the break.
Well, I
I
do
guess
want to
you can see
hear.
what.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do want to hear what you were thinking about during the break.
Oh, also, just like a note here, the Turkish fencers, you know, that was basically like the majority of the people in the crowd. Obviously, there was, you know, mine and his, but like there was a huge like, there was a lot of Turkish people there. When I fenced my fenced a 32s bout against a Turkish person, and you know, like it's scary fencing them. You know, they got everybody, you
crowd
know,
energy.
they got everybody cheering for them. Everybody's always there supporting their. They got a lot of team spirit.
Well-
But anyways, yeah, and this one they started to like they were cheering for Perchuk at first, but like after he like, you know, did all that stuff, then they decided to turn around.
You
You Rocky Ford him? You Rocky Ford him? Let's go.
but you were so in Uzbekistan in 2015, they would have people come in just from the street, and they like weren't even fencers, and they would have
That's
these
cool.
people cheer for Russian people and then boo like all the Americans. They would boo. They would like a stadium full of like people in leather would be booing you,
Clever.
and then Sam
That's
Bolus
too
had
funny.
won. Sam Bolus had won, and then they were still booing him as he won and walked off the strip. So it could have been a lot worse.
Kind of sad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
And here he's not playing around anymore. He's
No, he's not.
yeah, like his coach was furious, and he's like, yeah, don't do it. And then my pommel got loose, just like randomly.
Don't do it. It's like when your cat is like trying to push something off the table. Hey, stop it.
He just like he says stop it at first. He pushes a little more to the edge. It's like,
Oh, I got an ad too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Pushing, pulling, no big commitments from either person for a while. Just as I say that.
yep,
Little
Number
barrage
one.
repost.
yep. And there it is.
It's funny how like
You-
the
You
turns
should have hit him
table,
with the
you
thing.
know?
That was your chance.
Right.
It's very funny how the turns table, and suddenly it's like it's almost like the opposite. Before
Yeah.
you were pushing him to his side and fleshing too far away, and now he's doing the same thing to you.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was here. I don't know exactly what he was thinking, his thought process. Maybe he was just like, I'm just gonna try to get this over as soon as possible. But I think like he was already doing that in the first period after this. So
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting, but I'm like one thing I'm always like impressed with when I've watched you fence, like not just this bout or like the final, but like you're incredibly sharp, right? Like there are touches where it looks like, oh, like this opponent set up a nice attack and you just nail them, right? Like your reactions are very quick and like you're incredibly sharp at the point. So like I think it might be a later touch, but I was watching that. I was like, yeah, there it is. Like there's that sharp, and then you're like nailing these parry riposts, right? It's not like you get the parry and then you whiff and then you're like trying again, right? You're every single time you nail it. So I really like that about your fencing
Kind of being clutch.
and clutch.
yeah. Oh, here's the
Now
ball, I
he's
think.
not getting drawn in, or he really doesn't want to.
Yep.
He doesn't want the smoke.
Nah, no.
So when you do that arm out preparation, do you always choke up when you go up?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of anticipating a flush.
Interesting.
Now that you're pointing this out, I am seeing the shift in grip a lot.
Yes, that's correct.
It's cool. It's real smooth.
Does it make you want to French grip, Stephen?
Absolutely not.
I don't know if those two mix. Yeah.
And it's interesting
Yeah.
here, like the pace of the bout is completely shifted, right?
I was just gonna say, based on the way the first period went, I was not expecting a non-com in this bout.
Exactly. And like you could say like maybe he's trying to like change, but I think that also means like you're in control, right?
Yeah.
Well, he
Just wait
knows
for the
that-
proper moment.
He knows
Yeah.
that he's been scoring touches on his side, and when he goes to your side, it's not working. So now he's trying to do his side again, and you're being much more patient. Woo!
Yeah, there's that.
No way, that's a touch.
Some dancing going on there, you know.
Yeah, here he just went all on the ground, back there and everything.
There's no way.
And, you know, like,
All that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
So
that has
that's
to
a
be
yellow. It's a yellow.
Yeah.
for him. And yeah.
nice. Good foot touch.
Ooh!
Yep. There it is.
That was the first successful foot touch of the bout, right?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so, yeah.
I like that.
That was
Just, like,
nice. He-
right. Just skimmed his toe.
Nice.
Yeah, but you see, like there, like I went for like a fake to the wrist first.
Mhm.
Yeah, try to like because I noticed he was kind of like pulling, like he was pulling back when I was going. He was pulling back when I was going for it. So either I was like, I'm gonna like fake here once he pulls back and then just flush, or just fake and go to the foot if he stays like this, he stays back. So I was just like, you know, he's staying back, just gonna go right for the foot.
Going to the foot when someone's moving backwards is like a really good idea. Usually it's like very like low risk, but
Yes.
if they're like moving their hand back and their body back first, the leg is usually the last thing to leave if you're retreating. So it's like a good target.
All right.
Woo,
Can
woo,
faintly
another
hear my
foot
dad.
touch.
Ooh.
I was surprised I got that too. Just as much as he was.
He doesn't believe it.
No, he doesn't.
Did you know if you slide your blade like at the right angle and at the right speed on like a metal strip, it'll go off?
Really?
Yeah.
Actually,
That's
I
very
need to
interesting.
see your math on that. I don't know.
That's like that's been like a thing for a while.
really?
Yeah. You can
My
go try it.
protractor out.
You can go try it. We're not encouraging anyone to cheat, but yes, go try it.
Just trying to bring awareness to like a kind of a huge issue.
I mean, from the angle here, like when you're looking at the
No, you
replay,
definitely
like,
hit him. That's what I'm
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, I hit him, but like there was a little. I obviously felt like a little like click at the very, very edge because it was like I don't know how to explain it, but like it was kind of like where the toe like goes up, like at the shoe where like the toe's up, like it was kind of like under there. It wasn't like on top of his foot. It was like under. So I can understand how he didn't feel it and was like, hey, you know, he didn't hit me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, usually if you're getting hit there, it's like, you know, it's like getting hit with when you have a steel toe.
Yeah.
Every time he takes his mask off, I'm surprised by what a baby face he has.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's first year cadet or he was
Oh,
at
really?
that time. So if that explains anything, he was 15.
Whoa.
All right. So there's still a little over a minute here. I know a touch has to be taken.
I like the creeping with the arm back.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's either flush or counterattack, right? That's you force them to like, so like if they go, you counterattack. If they stop moving or they pause or they come forwards, you flush, right? You force that decision out of them.
See, we slowed down. Yeah, I mean, here I don't know if he was trying to go for like a fake in and fake out there because it didn't look like he was too committed. Maybe it was just because he saw me going. I don't know, but like it was a little close. It was a little further than you would expect for me to get a single there. But
is this the first single light flesh that you've gotten this bout?
No, you got the well. Are you counting like
I got the repose.
Remise, no.
That doesn't
Remise,
like
repose, no.
or the not repose. Sorry, remise. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In terms of just the flesh, yeah. This is the first one.
Because in every other situation, it's either been a double or you've kind of scrapped something out after he stopped the initial attack. But this time was a clean flesh. And it's interesting that happened at 13-13 and is a sign that he's just kind of getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, went for the counterattack. Now, notice he went for the counterattack, not a 6, not a 4, just counterattack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that because you've made that comeback, right? Like you have the momentum, pressure's on him. So now he's going to be like way more hesitant, like with what he's going to do.
Yeah,
right?
my confidence.
Yeah, your confidence is up. His is waning. And like you've scored in like more like different ways now, right? So like he doesn't know quite what's coming next and like what's the best reaction. So he's gonna like hesitate with that. So I'm not surprised it happened at 13-13.
And so now that you're up for the first time in the whole bout, especially at this pivotal moment, what do you want to do here? Do you want to push him? Do you want to pull him?
Yeah, here, no, I was gonna wait for I didn't want to like wait for him to set up his own action and try to do a flesh because like, I figured here he's going to be more careful. He's less likely to flesh at a distance. than he would be before. He was going to do those flushes. I thought, you know, my mind was like, okay, he's probably going to wait for the right moment, wait until he gets in the right distance. And then he'd do a flush. And as I mentioned earlier, his arm, the way his arm was positioned in such a way to make it very hard to get a single light when he flushes in distance. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to try to like draw him out and do an attack on prep. That was my plan going into this. I'm like, I'm not going to try to chase him. I'm not going to try to just go for an attack on prep here.
And now that you're winning, he has to follow you a little bit more at least.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he can still like, in theory, he still could have like waited it out. Like he has 47 seconds here. I mean, he could have like,
And another period.
Yeah, done it without anything happening to him, you know? Yeah, you're right. This is just the second period. So.
Oh, he's choking up. No, he's not.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Yep. Exactly.
And that does it.
And that's how the crumble cookies, right?
The cookie crumbles, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Andre like really smile before. It's always that like fake like bruise smile.
Like at the break, he was like, you know, Sam, you can do this. You can do this. You know, he wasn't like, you know, he was like, I don't know. He was just like, yeah, you know, even if I was thinking, you know, he's thinking, you know, even if I go down, like, you know, he still has two of his fencers in top 8, but you know, like here, like I was just as surprised as you. Like he had like a real smile here.
That was an incredible Andre impression, by the way. Like that was a really, really good one.
I'm sure he has a lot of experience doing that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you know, being around him for like, you know, 10 years helps.
You've been fencing since you were 6?
That's correct.
Wow.
Oh, that's cute. I only started fencing when I was 16.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I just want to say one more thing about this last touch, which is interesting. He makes like a really hard acceleration in, and you go in response to that.
That was your plan, right? Attack and prep.
Yeah, that was the plan. No, that was exactly what I was going for there.
Perfect.
Yep.
You could have, yeah, it could have been a trap, but he did go in like closer, and that means like you can hit him now, you know.
As soon as he extended his arm, I was like, it's a double.
Why not? Yeah. No, that's awesome.
And then also, it's funny, every time someone with a Leon ball mask tries to celebrate, it just gets stuck.
I do that too.
I've also seen people try to throw their Leon Paul mask when they get really upset, but they still get stuck anyways.
Yeah.
Really bad. That's my favorite one. But congrats, man. That was a good.
Yeah,
bout.
this is an amazing bout. And like, yeah, you know, I think like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I think some people will watch like the technique, you know, like you're a little unorthodox or whatever, and be like, you know, what is going on here? What is he doing? Right. But I like hearing your perspective, because I really like all the like the thought process that went into it. The final actions are great, you know, and the technique is just your spin on it. Right. And so I think that's the really cool part, is like the ideas are all there and they're all really good. And I really enjoyed like talking about them and hearing them. Like, congrats again, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you know, it's been really fun. Again, it's great having to talk to all of you guys. Do this video with you. Like, you know, that's
So
Glad you enjoyed it. Sam,
I
is
guess
there
my
anything-
last question is like, do you know like you're like an unconventional fencer, or do you think other people are unconventional fencers?
Do I know an unconventional? Do I know
He-
an do I
He's
know I'm an
asking.
unconventional?
He's asking. Are you aware that you're unconventional, or you just see the rest of the world as being unconventional?
Oh, dude, I can't tell you how many times I've heard the word unconventional next to my name. At least twice a tournament.
That's funny. Is there anything else you want to say about the bout or the tournament before we stop this?
I mean, nothing much except just general advice, you know, even if you're like down by a lot, just you know, dispense yourself.
Can't
Just don't
stand
give
when
up.
people give up. It doesn't matter what the score is. If
Exactly.
you, it's so frustrating. Like when I see somebody give up, I instantly just like lose faith in them. Like, why would I want to cheer for you or like root for you if you're not willing to fight for yourself? You know what I mean? So yeah, please don't give up. Comebacks are impossible if you decide that you're dead. So
That's absolutely right. Absolutely true.
all right, cool. Sam, thank you for your unique perspective, and Justin and Steven, thank you for your also unique perspective.
We really helped when you win this bout. This
Yeah,
is all us.
All you, man, all you. Once again, yeah, thank you. You know, thanks for having me on. It's an honor.
Hopefully the first of many.